Yeah. Oh my vibe on your mind. Oh my throat on your mind. Him no make you happy. No. Him no make you feel like I do. They both turning my way. Yeah. I can feel you warming up to me. Oh, think I got a shot like a free throw. Right up in the game with no cheat code. Girl, you took my heart like a repo. Oh,
All right. Yes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Today is an extremely important day. Man, FOMC meeting is coming out very, very soon here. Hope you guys are ready for it. We're going to rock and roll again. All right. We're going to talk about a lot of important topics as well. Getting a little bit wiser in regards to what we can expect today with the FOMC meeting. I do expect massive volatility related to the dollar here. So we're going to talk about the dollar in a second here. We're going to see what we can do. But for now, guys, welcome to the stream. Thank you for your patience. As always, we're going to do our giveaway today. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be exciting. You know, I hope you guys are ready for it. At 500 likes, 700 likes. And also, I have something very special at the end of the stream. Another thing, another layer, is that the V2 for now is officially closed. There is no more way to enter. The only way, if you're still interested, is by opening a ticket in Discord due to the customer support. And we maybe get it sorted through that. But we're close, guys. We're close. I'm excited to the V3 and the official launch, the upgrading of our server. And I can't wait to show you guys what we got here. So let's see what we have in the chat. It's amazing as always. Let's see what we have. We have Gratis Blaze in the building, live Jack. My man, what's happening? Who? Yes, sir. Frank, welcome. Welcome to the green name, my member. Big Z, Victoria. Jakub, my man, hope you're doing well. CS Media, yes, sir. Braden. Yes, sir. Joseph, Joy. Harish, Cowboy, good morning. As always, Starford. Stock Advisory, Samuel van der Ward, Harish, Frank, will be slow until FOMC, not non-farm, Wolfmouth stuff. Yes, I agree. We're going to talk about this. Ardit, my man, congrats. Deepak. Yes, sir. Okay. So, let's go to the dollar. Let's get straight into it right now. A couple of very, very important things to discuss here. Let's see what we have. We have the dollar right there. Boom. Should be good. There we go. All right. So the dollar has been coming down right now significantly over the last couple of days. Yesterday it has been coming down all day. After that we had that news yesterday. We took a long on gold as well. So we had this for gold now. We're seeing already that gold is slowing down. All right. Gold is already slowing down a little bit more. So based on potentially what I see now, and it's just a guess here, of course. We don't know. We're no magicians whatsoever here. But we will have a potential 25 basis point rate increasement again. How this is going to affect the market? That's the question. How is this going to affect the stock market this time as well? Because they promised to not raise any, or at least not implement any rate hikes any longer, right? They were supposed to say, okay, the last 25 points were actually the last basis points we were looking for. But now you see again that they're trying to increase the rate hike here. So what's important to mention is that this will probably not, affect the unemployment rate as much as the overall, stock market itself, I do believe. But based on all the metrics and all the videos that I've seen today, my online investigation a little bit, going through a couple of websites, a couple of articles, or reading a couple of articles, as well as watching some very, very important, news releases related to the FOMC meeting tonight. I do expect potentially that the dollar, with a couple of technical aspects as well, maybe can make a move to the upside eventually. Okay, yes, maybe we're gonna see a reaction the other way around, but I do believe that the dollar can make a slight move to the upside this time. This is my personal prediction. I'm going to be extremely careful with trading the FOMC meeting itself here. That's why I'm already live right now at the moment, to see what we can do right now and maybe get a quick scalp in. And that's pretty much it here. But I do believe that the dollar can make a turnaround, and I think that gold potentially can make a turnaround as well to the downside again. So I'm looking potentially at gold here for the next couple of hours, and during the FOMC meeting we also will have a very close eye on it, to see what we can expect from that particular move from the dollar here. Also in crypto, I'm going to keep a very close eye on crypto. I know there are many guys asking me about cryptocurrency right now. What is Bitcoin going to do? Are we going to go up or are we going to come down? Personally, I do believe that there is a big chance that we can still come down to the $25,000. So if the dollar would go up, it would only benefit, you know, the dollar and not, of course, cryptocurrencies as well. All right, so we're gonna do the poll indeed. Let's do the poll. It's gonna be fun. Let's see what you guys have done. Have you done your homework as well? If so, let's see what we have here. Do you guys think that the dollar comes up or come down during the FOMC meeting or after the FOMC? Let me know in the chat here. I want to see what your opinion is. We have around 400 people watching right now, roughly. So we have more than enough data to see what at least you guys are thinking and seeing right now in the charts. And maybe you have done your own research as well. So only vote when you know potentially what you think can happen. I'm actually very curious to what you guys think. So far, we have 50 votes. 74% of 70% of you guys so far say up. I'm very, very curious here. GZ says 102.5 level on the dollar index. That's my point of interest. Yeah, let's go over it real quick. Indeed, let's see what we have. Very, very important. So far, 67% of you guys say up. Okay, think Euro and GBP are overvalued at these levels. Yeah, this is another very, very good point here. What I personally just want to look at is simply just like the layers itself. Okay, we just have to look at the key levels in the charts right now. We can clean it up and start from scratch. You know, let's do that. And we can just literally see from a 1 hour standpoint on the dollar what potentially can actually occur here. So looking at the charts right now, when you look at the dollar itself, we have been coming down all the way. Okay, since yesterday morning, pretty much. All right, we have been coming down, and now it's pretty much, you know, almost time for the FOMC meeting. Couple hours to go here. I do believe that there are a couple of very key levels here. One key level is the 102.4. All right, this particular high. It's super important that if we do decide to come up and reverse again, of course, we know that we have to break the 102.4 in order to potentially look for a different statement here. Okay, that means that we go up, we come down, and we continue our process to the upside. Otherwise, we can still look at some bearish momentum right now. But it's always important also to look internally to what we can see right here. And what I see at the moment is that we are already, you know, trying to push a little bit here. The NP or ADP was bullish for the dollar. We had a small, you know, increase from there. Nothing spectacular here. I did not expect much to happen during that news here, even though the actual outcome was way better than expected. If you look at the overall forecast, way better. That's a massive difference in the overall outcome, by the way. That's a crazy number. All right, for the people that don't know what the ADP employment is, okay, it's pretty much a national employment report is a measure of the monthly change in non-farm private employment based on the payroll data of approximately 400,000 US business clients. Okay, so this is extremely important information. And the change in this indicator can be very volatile. This is definitely what we have seen now already. Almost double, guys. Almost double. That's pretty significant right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm very curious to, in regards to the rate hike itself, how the unemployment will actually react, or the overall employment rate will react towards the interest rate decision here. Even if it will be, 25 basis points. I personally don't believe that it will have a massive effect on that yet. But these are one of the strongest signs that the economy is actually starting to really weaken when a lot of people are losing their jobs and that type of stuff. So for now, the dollar has created an internal higher high. We're creating maybe a higher low. We're maybe going to create another higher high, but all of that will be irrelevant until the actual news outcome here. So in regards to live trading today, the only thing that I'm personally looking for is, you know, a couple of quick scalps if we can find this on the lower time frames. So if you guys are, you know, in it for more, you know, like 15-minute setups, my suggestion is to definitely wait for the FOMC meeting. I'm personally more interested right now in looking at the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, and just see what we can do here. You know, maybe fill up some gaps here and there and see how much volume is actually in the market. Because overall, I think right now, if you look at the overall market here, yes, the ADP came out very positive. We saw a higher high getting created. Okay, we're seeing the dollar increasing a little bit in strength. Of course, this is going to push gold a little bit down right now. When looking at the lower time frame, we saw that collapse from gold here from pretty much 2015 to 2011, coming down all the way to 2007. So it's not a massive pullback. Yet gold still came down to take out that liquidity below here. Okay, gonna be very interesting in regards to the outcome, the long-term outcome of it. Okay, it's not about the actual short-term, you know, reaction. It's truly more about the outcome, let's say tomorrow, where the dollar will be when, you know, the New York opens tomorrow, for example, or maybe even the London opens, something around that moment. Otherwise, until then, it can literally go in either direction. It can go down and then it go up, or it can go up and it then can suddenly reverse down during the press conference. As you guys know, there's always a massive amount of volatility during that speech. Gonna be good. Okay, a couple pairs right now on the lower time frame. Well, let's look at the EUR/USD for a second here. Okay, we had that massive reaction to the downside here. We took out a lot of liquidity below, and now we're back into that in that initial range here. I'm just looking literally on the lower time frame. This is all what we need to look at the moment here. So okay, if you look here, you guys can see already that on the 3 minute we saw that we tapped into this area. We came back down and we got rejected from it. So we had that massive expansion. We pulled back, came into that high where we came down from, and now it seems that we're kind of like losing strength here a little bit. Okay, I think it makes sense with the dollar as well, that if the dollar decides to come up right now, created that higher high, that potentially, you know, we're gonna fill up that gap, come up and test these lower levels. I'm talking about the 101.688 here, pretty much coming up to that level. That's the euro-US dollar. Obviously will come down here. So might be looking for really lower time frame, short term, you know, trade setups for the EUR/USD coming down, potentially targeting, you know, the lower levels of, you know, 10.2, you know, somewhat in that particular range I'm looking at. So I want to see the euro coming down here to some of these levels, filling up that wick here completely. We have some imbalance. Okay, it depends how we close this particular candle structure now. If so, at some point, we're just going to have some pretty decent price action, but it all depends on the candle closure right now. We're going to close a 50-minute candle structure. So based on that, if we close this candle below this particular move right now, you can better see it on the lower time frame. Let's stick on the lower time frame for now. That we need to close below this particular zone. If not, we might be pulling back. I want to see how it reacts from this candle here. Maybe we can have a short-term pullback, coming back into that range and looking for potential shorts right there. You know, very simple. You know, just looking for the right candle structures, the right price action, not overcomplicated, not take too much risk, and just trying to catch some of these particular moves where we can, you know, continue the order flow. You know, following the order flow, following the candle structures, and you know, filling up the imbalances and stuff, and to just look for the continuation. In this case, potentially for the EUR/USD to the downside here. So that's the EUR/USD. Keep a very close eye on it. I'm gonna set an alert also. Yeah, just already right here. Let's see what we have. Could be coming there very soon. So let me set an alert here. Couple other ones. I'm also want to look at GJ. As always, I like GJ a lot. It has been one of my my most profitable pairs lately. I don't know particularly why and what the reason is. The yen has been moving quite volatile. Maybe this could have to do or have a big reason to do with it. Okay. I see right now that GJ is coming up. It took out the liquidity below here. Okay, the liquidity was taken out underneath the zone, tapped into that area and created a new higher high. That's a pretty reasonable sign here. Coming back down to the 3-minute chart. The yen itself right now created a beautiful higher high. So what I want to see potentially for GJ is just also look for the continuation down, creating a lower low, coming down to lower time frames, and just see what could be a nice reaction. Again, you can see clearly that these are type of setups you're looking for all the time, and that's why the lower time frame can be useful. It can be very beneficial when you understand market structure and when you're sometimes trading also with the trend, not only trying to look for the reversals. However, when you see this coming down here and you see clearly that every single time when we reach an area of supply that we are getting rejected, like we've seen here, for example, keep getting rejected at these type of moments. Why not just looking for the continuation, at some point when you see that the basket against that particular currency is showing you the same details or the same potential outcome. Okay, that's what I'm saying. When we look at the yen right now coming up here, taking out the liquidity and shooting up, usually this is pretty bullish signal right here for the yen. The yen is already very strong here. It seems that we're just looking for the continuation. The only thing that we did was taking out lower levels of liquidity to then suddenly reverse and continue its process. So GJ will probably just catch up with the yen here and do pretty much the same thing. Knowing indeed like what you guys were stating, that the British pound was a little bit over reacting. Well, this could definitely have an effect as well here. So yes, keep a close eye on that. I'm just going to set a couple of alerts and I'm going to see how is the order flow, how is the market reacting when we tap into that zone. Is it worth it to short, and can we catch, beautiful whatever, 2, 3, 2, 1 right there. That would be the ideal case scenario here. So that's GJ, that's the euro, and that's the dollar. Let's see what the dollar is doing. Keep a close eye on this as well. And just keep it very simple right now due to the FOMC meeting. If you're gonna look for major expansions here, you're gonna hurt yourself right now. We're gonna see probably a lot of manipulation, a lot of inconsistent volume, and I think it's better to then start looking at these particular setups right now. David, good morning, my man. Hope you're doing well. Is Lorenzo muted? No, I should not be muted here. It should be good. Okay, check AU 50-minute OB, please. Yes, we can do that. Couple more, and then we wait for our setups to play out, and that's it. We just keep going. Keep a close eye on the EUR/USD right now. So AU has a 10-minute zone, 10-minute rejection right there. Coming down already massively towards crucial levels right here. We had that massive expansion right there. So right now we're coming down, we're creating lower lows. That's all I see at the moment. I was more into looking at, for example, 5-minute zones. So you have, like, for example, the imbalance still in this particular candle structure right here. You have created a lower low. So I do like this a lot here. I do like what we see right there. I think that the 5-minute is maybe a nice point of interest to look from. So yeah, instead of the 50-minute, I would look at the 5-minute. See what happens from there. In regards to the ADP, indeed, it's kind of like funny that right now we come out with data just around the or just before the the FOMC meeting here. Okay, with these type of results, I have to say it's kind of interesting because it's a major difference. It's really a big difference with the previous month and the actual forecast. So kind of interesting. Okay, that's that. Let's see what else we have. What I'm gonna do, I'm keep it very low profile on this stream today because of the session as well. I don't want us to take unnecessary risk. I'm gonna look at a couple of setups on the lower time frame. I'm just gonna see how we evolve here. If there is something nice that we can look at, so we can stick with these particular setups. And based on that, just continue our journey and potentially see and execute from there. I think many of you guys are looking at gold right now as well. So in my opinion, the indices right now, look at the NASDAQ here. I think the NASDAQ is like, it's looking like it really wants to come down at some point. It's starting to look very, very overextended here in the 5-minute chart right now. I would not be surprised if you would make a decent pullback here for the NASDAQ. I'm very, very interesting. It's very interesting. What do you guys think about the NASDAQ right now? What do you think about the indices in general? Do you guys think we're going to see some upwards movement or down movement? I personally believe that we're looking more at some downside potential here for the indices as well very soon, and especially during the FOMC or after the press conference. Could be totally wrong, but based on the dollar, the indices right now, the volatility index, and the data we have here, it kind of makes sense here. So, the NASDAQ is definitely something I have on my radar as well. Okay, so far it's looking decent here for the dollar. I think that this is still what we need to hold internally. We're just looking at the internal structures for now. Thomas says open mastermind is going nuts. Yes, sir. Amazing, amazing. So the thing I'm looking at right now, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just looking at the market structure and the order flow right now of each particular, acceptance of the candle structures here. So rejection of areas of supply or supportive area of demand. I'm trying to see and feel the market a little bit, see how we respond, to see how accurate we are and how consistent we get rejected here. Or if we're just constantly getting manipulated and led into one other direction to then constantly reverse, which can happen all the time before major news releases like these here. That's why it's important to look at how the overall order flow is of a chart, especially right now. Get the money back, then baby girl you can spend it. And everything is alright. I like how you doing alright. Like how you think alright. Oil analysis, yes, we can do that as well real quick. So my bias on the NASDAQ is actually short. Okay, I'm looking for it to come down. So we're gonna keep a close eye on the NASDAQ as well. So far oil, same thing, coming down, building liquidity to the downside, coming down again, taking it out. It's pretty straightforward right here. Like these type of short-term setups are amazing to look at when you're trading here. Okay, you have these particular setups here, it's super clean, and it's so straightforward here. You look for the liquidity building number one. Okay, you created lower low. You created lower low right here. Breaking structure, coming up, filling up that last piece of imbalance here, getting rejected, targeting the lows. It's pretty straightforward here. That's a super clean setup that you can look for. Building the liquidity, breaking structure, taking out the liquidity beforehand as well, right on the upside, so there's nothing left above. You then create that lower low that creates and put in that structure. Structural break to then look for an entry setup, continuation, targeting the lows. Put in that last high here. Okay, dollar is now so far coming down a little bit. Can I get the playlist? Yes, sir. Let me share it with you right now. There you go. I found a way to share it. I'm scrolling through some charts here, trying to look for some setups right now. Only when it makes sense here. So the yen is looking strong. That's great. Okay, the yen is looking strong. The euro is starting to look a little bit weaker right now at the moment. So that's good to know. So the yen is strong. Euro is starting to look weaker. British pound is still looking strong here. So euro Japanese yen. Euro Japanese yen short. What about a continuation here? Yeah, we have a lot of ground to cover here. We can still come down to the 106.644. We have a lot of ground to cover here. So this is on the 4-hour chart. So we are definitely not there yet. We took out that major high. We took out the liquidity was built up here. And then we reversed. 2-minute chart, got the rejection right there. I'm gonna put the yen here as well. As you guys know, the Japanese yen basket is just literally right now a copy of the eurojpy reversed or inverted here. So it's good to understand where we at and if there is more downside potential for the euro Japanese yen. I do believe so. Just trying to look for the continuation here. That's all we're looking for. We might be able to pull in a setup from there. It's truly very low, particularly lower time frame continuations what you're looking for. So you're looking for that constant rejection. Like you see on a 5 minute, for example. Rolf said DXY might be ranging all day today. I do believe so. That's why I'm trying to focus more on the yen, because I know the yen is always a little bit more volatile, especially during these moments right here. Shifu says US30, we can look at the US30 here. But again, we might be taking a trade on the eurjpy soon on the lower time frame. Just so you know. Okay, the US30 already is looking much weaker than it did before. We already created that massive reversal here. When we look at the daily already, we knew at some point it was time for the US30 to come down a little bit here, after being that expanded right now. We had the 8-hour chart, I believe it was. Yes, it was the 8-hour area of supply right here. Look at that candle structure right here. This was that last high before that major dumper taking out all that liquidity here. This is where we came into. And again, where was that rejection point? Right there at that candle structure right here. We have not broken the significant structure on the 8-hour, which is the 33,229. That's truly a level that needs to be broken. Okay, if we are going to state that we're going to be bearish for potentially, you know, a couple more days or you know, weeks ahead of us, maybe that's a level that we need to break as well after that continuation. Why? Because we have been ranging here. We have been expanding, we have been coming up, we tap into that zone, and then we're creating a lower low, looking for the lower high, looking for the lower low, and that's then the start of a potential, you know, move to the downside for the next coming days, or maybe even weeks. All right, this is already roughly, I think it's roughly a month and a half of climbing up here. Yeah, roughly 50 days, so around a month and a half here. Before we eventually decided to tap into that high, potentially getting rejected. I'm also curious what the fixed range volume profile will tell us here right now. If there's any alignment within this particular range right here. Not really. Yeah, the value area high has some sort of reaction right here. Let me see. Tapped into that zone, got the rejection there. Came back up towards the level, but that last initial candle structure was where we got rejected from. We went down, we took out the early shorters already, you know, people that went short already right there, you know, putting their stop losses on break even already above the zone. We came back one more time. In my opinion now, it seems it's time for the indices to come down here. Also the NASDAQ, not just at the higher time frame, but also at the lower time frames. It's looking quite similar to me right now at the moment. So just keep a very close eye on the indices. I would not be surprised if he would come down today, a little bit later. during the FOMC. Maybe it would give us, maybe it would run up first. We would make a fake move to the upside, and to then potentially, you know, come back down eventually at the end of the day, pretty much. You know, looking at that continuation here for that initial move that is already put into place right now. So the US30 is starting to look very weak, the same as the NASDAQ. You will see the exact same move right here. However, look at all that liquidity we have already been building underneath right now. You guys can see it as a trend line, but it can also be viewed as a bunch of liquidity that needs to be taken out right now. And this is always what we're saying on stream all the time, right, guys? When a trend is too clean and too clear, usually it's not a good sign, okay? Usually that is just not a good sign right there, all right? When a chart is too clear or a trend line is too clean, it's actually, you know, become too easy to see or too easy to follow. And usually it indicates that after a couple more touch points that we're just going to take it out, which would not surprise me by the fact that we can test these particular lows right here, come back down towards the low, you know, fill up some of that liquidity, or taking out the liquidity, come down into that gap here, you know, starting to whatever come up or come back down, and then potentially, you know, see from there what we can do here. But overall, I do believe that this is a possibility. So shorting the NASDAQ at some point in the market here is, for me personally, what I'm looking for. However, the question is, will that be done before the FOMC meeting, or, you know, after the FOMC meeting, or during the FOMC meeting? This is something that we have to take into consideration and really think about it before actually executing a position here, because we do not want to trap ourselves during a major event like this right now. Okay, one of the most important events of the month right now. Everyone in the world is asking, or is looking at the FOMC meeting, you know, and all these other, you know, central banks are pretty much waiting to see what Uncle Jerome is doing first to then make their decision, you know, relatively similar to what he did or what the Federal Reserve did in general. So yeah, do take that in consideration and wait for the NASDAQ here to react. But once we are seeing something like this getting broken, I'm going to play it very, very simple. We might be looking already for shorts right now by simply looking at a simple trend line. I mean, you know, sometimes it can actually be very beneficial as well. Okay, so do take that in consideration. We have this particular candle structure right here. I'm going to set an alert right at that zone right now as well. Why? Because internally we have created a lower low right here. We have been coming down. We have now that last candle that took out that high or swiped the liquidity on top. So we might pulling back. Maybe we get a rejection here and we can come down. Who knows? Let's keep a close eye on it in the next hour or so. What we can do with the NASDAQ. US30, you know, S&P and US30 are quite similar. But the NASDAQ is something that really appeals to me, and at this particular moment right now. Okay, let's see. Euro Japanese yen. All right, we are reaching or coming now back to a couple of interesting levels. The only thing I'm personally looking for is, okay, what is a good reason, you know, to bounce from right here? Okay. Are we going to watch it live? I think what I'm going to do, guys, today, okay? We're going to look for some settles right now. At least this is my my plan for now. What I could also tell you guys is, because I love you guys so much and I want to be there for you guys and with you guys, maybe we can just, like, you know, do a little bit of a shorter session for now and simply just look at the market trying to catch a beautiful move, maybe on the lower time frame. If not, no problem. What we're going to do is just to then, you know, close the stream, you know, stream for an hour right now, hour or two, maybe an hour and a half, somewhat in that range. Take a little break, come back during the FOMC meeting, which is at 2 a.m. for me. Okay, come back and then just look for the actual volatility and volume. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. We're gonna make it happen regardless. Okay, we're gonna watch Uncle Jerome. I think that's a very good idea. So let's just split it up into 2 different streams. Kind of a pre-FOMC meeting right now. Looking at a couple of setups potentially that we can look for once the FOMC is there, and then eventually, take a little break, getting into Discord, playing some chess, waiting for the FOMC meeting to play out, and then boom, we're live back again watching Uncle Jerome do his thing. All right, looking forward to that. Let's do that. Sounds like a plan to me. All right, so for now, I'm gonna look for scalping setups, and that's it. That's what we're gonna do at the moment. Very, very lower time frame scalps, risking, I don't know, 0 point something percent, 0.25% on my trades, and see what we can do here. Okay, a little bit different than usual. Of course, you understand that during the FOMC meeting, it doesn't make any sense to use our regular strategy when there is no volume or not enough volume in the market, regardless, to look out for. Okay, so the yen did something very important right now. The yen has broken a particular low. Okay, look at that. The yen has broken that low right here. A lower low is put into play. Right now, we have created a change of character on the lower time frame. After, of course, coming up, take out these particular highs. The euro against the yen has done the same thing here. We had to hold in that 5-minute zone. It's actually a 5-minute candle structure, as you guys can see. Right now, we are starting to come down here. The true, rejection will be, in my opinion, if you can also break this particular low internally. Let's see if we can break a couple of lows to look for that confirmation right here. I think this is the first initial low that comes into play very, very nicely. And then we'll probably see an alignment with the euro against the yen. We might see reaction then at that particular moment. Let's see. How long is the FOMC meeting happening in? It's happening in, I believe, 2:30 EST. Okay, 2:30 EST. I think we have the outcome. We have the FOMC meeting or not? Or is it 2? Let me check real quick. We have, okay, no, we have at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. EST the FOMC statement, followed by the press conference 30 minutes later. Okay. The statement itself is not what you want to look for. That's also not what you want to trade, in my opinion, okay? And the reason why is because if you trade it, then you will probably see potentially a reversal happening during the press conference, okay? If you want to catch that first move, perfect, fine. Take that first move, take that first trade, secure yourself on break even, and really take profits. Like, don't try to hold your position too long, because there is such a big chance that you're going to turn around back to your initial entry, or where it actually came from in the first place, to then potentially looking for the continuation here. So very important, take profits. If you are, if you trade in the news in general, if you trade the FOMC meeting or the statement itself, like we did on the stream, we did it, I think, 2 streams before, not the last one, the one before that, we traded EURUSD. We had a long into play, or in place. That long, went perfectly up. The EURUSD was building an insane amount of liquidity. We saw that was taken out, but then what happened? We immediately reversed during the press conference itself. Okay, so I could have taken way more profits. Could have, or should have, maybe closed my position in full. The only thing that I did was taking partials and leave the rest running, which seemed still pretty decent, but overall, the volatility is so big that usually you have to take some profits there. Okay, so let's see what the yen is doing right now. Okay, we want to see, wait if we can hold here, if we can break this particular level. Until that moment, we start this area of the month right now. That is coming into play here. Okay, of course that needs to be broken, but it seems that the yen is overall pretty strong here, and that what we're seeing right now on the euro against the yen is that we are coming up, but we're getting rejected by that zone, and we're looking for the continuation here. So now we're getting somewhere. We're starting to see that the yen and the euro Japanese yen is showing me or telling me, you know, that the order flow is good, and that we can potentially look for the continuation here. But let's see how it plays out. We are coming closer and closer to potential outcome here. Max says you live later on FOMC. Yes, sir. We're gonna take a little break. I think you just came in. So yes, we're gonna take a little break soon. We're gonna talk all the setups that we need to discuss, and then we're gonna go for the FOMC. Gonna be back here because then we're gonna really see some massive action. We're gonna watch Uncle Jerome, you know, listen to how he has prepared his fantastic, amazing, Oscar-worthy speech. Carlos says, hey Lorenzo, have a pleasure to be here these days, a little out of the market. Greetings, my friend. Thank you, my man Carlos. Hope you're doing well, brother. David says, nice, you can split the chart into two. Yes, I'm doing this way more often now. I think it's better. By the way, guys, what do you guys think about, and this is a serious question right now, okay? What do you guys think about the quality of the stream? Is it better? And if so, please let me know what you guys think, because in my opinion, I bought the highest possible internet possible here in Bali, Indonesia, okay? Which is very hard to get, and it required some special technicians to put it into place here. All right, but of course, for you guys, okay, so let's clean it all up here. Okay, NASDAQ bias, in my opinion, short. Okay, I'm looking to short it. If we literally start ranging right now like this, okay, all the way up till the FOMC meeting, I will place a small lot size order in my trade setup before the news. I will definitely play that here, because what I want to see then is literally, you know, coming up and then just, you know, maybe shooting up a little bit, and then, you know, coming down from there. So either placing a sell limit, you know, coming back into that range here, right there, you know, coming up, placing a sell limit around that particular zone. It's probably not going to be all the way till there, by the way, with the time here, but I think that there should be a chance that we could break to the upside here around that zone. You know, place a sell limit here, literally there, potentially for the NASDAQ, coming up to then shoot down. That's scenario number one, okay? Coming up and then coming down, or literally just coming down, already consolidating here and then shooting down here to then maybe reverse to the upside. Who knows what's going to happen? But anyways, regardless, I just do not believe that they're going to leave this liquidity behind here, okay? Especially if they're not taking it out before the FOMC meeting here. I just don't believe they're going to take and leave this liquidity of the NASDAQ here that we have been building up since the beginning of this week here. Okay, I need to see where the Sunday open is. But I think that focusing on the indices, in my opinion, such as the NASDAQ, could be where we can make a bunch of money today. I really do believe that this is likely, possible, and you know, spot the liquidity. It's pretty much what we're looking for. Okay, spotting the liquidity is in general what we need to do. Because this is how I got the most accurate, you know, kind of trading, you know, or how I made the most accurate trading decisions during news events, is that they're just going to swipe out the liquidity, and you want to give, you know, the chart a couple of opportunities to do so. So you can get stopped out on one, but then, for example, you get hit into the other, and you still end up being positive here. So that's why I think that, you know, the NASDAQ is definitely something that we can really benefit from, okay? So let me know if you guys agree. Shall we focus a little bit on the NASDAQ during the FOMC meeting? It's just a suggestion, but you guys can decide here. In regards to gold, okay, that's a whole other layer. So if you look at gold right now, all right, this is on the daily chart here. We have been already coming up significantly right now. We are almost back again at that particular high where we got rejected from. I think it was at the 8-hour chart. Could be the 4-hour as well, but I think it's the 8-hour right here. It's literally again that particular candle structure right here. You know, getting rejected. Oh, it's actually exactly that one. Let me zoom in a little bit to make sure we have the right candle in front of us right here. Okay, rejection point, that last indecisive candle before we came down, coming back, rejecting there, you know, of course, holding there right now at the moment. Now taking out all the liquidity that is built above here. But what about everything that is built below here? What about all of this right there? Okay, again, you know, do take that in consideration, because I think that this is just something that really matters. Okay, again, I know like we're not really trading a lot of trend lines on our disc or in general. Okay, we're more trading and focusing on supply and demand. But during events like these, when you can see clearly that we're building towards something, you know, that's the exemption I like to make in order for us to then still look at a particular setups here. So for gold, after that rejection point right now, we might be able to come up until the news here. We might be able to come up and more. But what about a massive expansion to the downside after that? Especially when the dollar, like we already stated before, you know, would potentially come up and would not hit the stock market or would hit the stock market bad as well here. That alignment should make the most sense as well. That if the indices would come down, that gold will also follow, and that the dollar then will potentially shoot up from there. So again, for people that only trade gold here, keep a close eye on, in my opinion, potential short setups, you know, but again, you know, I'm not here to decide what's going to happen. Okay, I'm just trying to project to you guys or give you guys a couple of examples that you can take in consideration, so we know exactly what we are going to focus on. You know, maybe the NASDAQ, maybe the S&P 500, maybe the gold chart here, but it's probably going to be one of these particular charts rather than, I think, as far as what I see right now, any particular Forex pairs, all right? Unless you guys are seeing something in the charts that is very, very interesting in regards to what I just explained to you guys, then yes, we might be able to focus a little bit on, you know, Forex pairs as well during the FOMC conference or the press conference. But until that moment, we might be looking more at the NASDAQ potential gold chart right here. Bart Simpson says, why not Bitcoin? The Bitcoin streams right now are going to be, or the crypto streams are going to come again this week, the end of the week. Friday, I believe, we have a crypto stream. We're going to talk about crypto right here. You know, I think it doesn't really matter. Trading Bitcoin or trading the NASDAQ, for me, it's going to be the same amount of money we're going to probably make here if we have it correctly. Okay. So yeah, it does not really matter for me. I do believe that the Bitcoin can still come down personally. That's my overall, you know, my overall bias. I still have Bitcoin to $25,000. When is the conference? At 2 p.m. EST. New York Open in 5 minutes. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Alex and hi, Mr. Lorenzo. How are you doing? Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. I'm doing very well, my friend. I hope you're doing well as well. 100%. What is your opinion on the CBDC? To be honest, yeah, I think it's going to come very quickly. You should look more information about the, or look up more information about the Fed now. All right. Okay, analyze GU. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Do you think that Bitcoin can drop below the $20,000 again? That's a very good question. I think it's possible. I think everything is possible. And do I think it's likely? Well, it's, you know, we are in a situation in the world that we have never experienced before. Okay, many generations before us have not experienced the same thing before, okay? When then a new technology comes into play, you know, potentially heading into the biggest disaster, economic disaster of all time, all right? Then how is crypto gonna react? Is it gonna react as a safe haven? Could definitely be the case here, right? Or is it just gonna do the same thing as the stock market will do first, and that is coming down significantly, okay? Because the stock market could come down significantly. So is then Bitcoin follow, or is Bitcoin gonna follow, or is actually Bitcoin just gonna follow what gold is gonna do, potentially going up tremendously, acting as a safe haven? We do not have enough data right now to tell you guys, okay, this or this is gonna happen. But as traders, we are more opportunistic, and we are looking for, you know, short-term opportunities in the market, regardless of the outcome here. All right, I'm heavily invested in crypto. Don't get me wrong, heavily invested, but still, I am always aware of the fact that we're dealing with a technology that is not, or that has not been, you know, tested, you know, too long yet. So it could go literally in either direction here. We don't know here. The long term, and this is the most important part. I know the camera is off here, it's overheated again. The long-term utility value, 100% is absolutely there. I'm stacking as much Bitcoin as I personally can here. Just so you guys know. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. We're gonna go over to you in a second. Is it working? Okay, I think it's good. Yeah. Okay. We're figuring this stuff out. Okay, Euro Japanese yen, look at that. We're breaking that low. The yen right now is breaking potentially that high. You're looking for the continuation. This is what I personally like to see. That's what what I personally like to trade as well. That type of you know, break. We want to see the yen breaking the high, closing above the high. It's aligning very well with the euro against the yen right now. So this is kind of what I would like to see here. Okay, potentially looking for one more move, you know, to the upside here. You know, going for a 1-to-1, let's say scalp right there, and that's pretty much what I'm personally looking for. You know, taking it down here, aligning with the yen, breaking, closing above that particular high. And then looking for a setup here only when the yen is closing above it, right? So maybe might be looking at a smaller trade. That's what I was waiting for personally. So let's see how this plays out. yeah, we're not in a trade yet. You guys can see that, obviously. So yeah, let's wait and see how the yen responds first right now. But right now it seems that the dollar is still it's still coming down a little bit. Is that correct? Dollar is still coming down. Yes, at this particular moment the dollar is coming down a little bit right now. Still, also if you look at the dollar by itself here, it left also a few gaps open here. Okay, there are a couple of very interesting things that might be pushing the dollar up later. But yeah, something that to definitely take in consideration. So waiting for a higher high. Kenzie says, if it's in Bali, where cameras get heated up faster, yeah, that's absolutely the case. I'm still trying to figure it out here with the air conditioning right now. A lot of things are coming, guys. Even the studio right now is not even done yet whatsoever. I mean, I just have my couch here, my beautiful white leather couch. But anything else, it's completely empty here. So, you know, it's still waiting for my stuff to arrive here, but it's gonna be a next level studio. You guys are gonna love it completely. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna do a house tour very soon, so I'm excited to show you guys that a little bit later. Are there a lot of spiders there? Yes. Microphone is too far. Okay. Okay, it should be a bit better. Is there good nightlife in Bali, bro? Bro, if there is good nightlife in Bali. Yes. Okay, the yen is breaking. Let's see if we can close above that high. One minute till closure. Did you make the theme song for your intro yourself? Yes. It's a custom song. It's a custom song. You will probably not find it. That's why that theme song is going to stay for a long time. Once we're going to improve our stuff, once we're going to shoot a little bit more content, you know, lifestyle content as well, we're going to keep it. we're going to keep that song for sure. Have you entered the trade yet? No, you will see when I enter here, you see my account underneath. Okay, this is my account. This is my, my trading account connected to TradingView. You see my trades popping up here. You see me entering. Okay, I'm just simply looking for the right zone here. I just want to see how we evolve here, and if we can look for a nice potential continuation. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for that last significant rejection point for the yen itself, and that comes down towards this particular level. Okay, a little bit higher, coming back down towards the zone. Just to clarify that on the lower time frame, there is still a lot of room. Okay, you want to come back towards the zone here, and you want to hold and close below here. We might see a pullback. Okay, and then I want to see or use this one as our final target. So that means that I'm looking for a smaller pullback. Coming down, maybe a little bit up, could also be here. Okay, and then looking for a continuation to the downside until the yen is at that particular move right there. So 7,802 or the 7,800 for the yen. Itself, the yen basket is like our target. That's the moment that I would like to pretty much close my position on the Euro Japanese yen here. So like a quick scalp from there. Okay. Based on that closure. Overall, I like what I see so far. You need new pictures. You need pictures, something on your wall or cupboard. You have hall in your voice in your new room. Yes, I know. It's definitely too empty. It's still too empty a little bit. We're gonna get this sorted for sure. Now, we might see us coming down a little bit and coming back up towards these levels right here. It might be just an area of supply where we look for a setup right here. Okay, so it might be looking to pull back. The yen has created a higher high. I think the yen's target is a 7,800. So I think that this is where we can go to, realistically speaking. We have this area of demand here for the yen. We then have that area of supply here for the euro against the yen. So I might be seeing this as a nice, solid, particular entry point right here. Let's see what we have. Johnny says, hey Lorenzo, help. Need help with the NASDAQ. Love my contract sizes too. You look at a calculator, position size calculator. Pretty straightforward, brother. So what I'm looking for, maybe to come back down with the Japanese yen here. See some rejection. Okay. At the Euro Japanese yen, might be looking for a setup right there. Very straightforward. Want to see Japanese yen holding in this area of the month. I want to see the euro against the yen getting rejected at an area of supply right there. And I'm just simply looking for a pretty straightforward 1 or 2 to 1 setup or whatever it is until the yen is right there. The final target of the yen, 7,800 here. Rafael says, did you get any vaccines, dengue, before coming to Bali? No. I'm not a big fan of it. Personally. But if I would get bitten by a street dog, obviously, yes, you need to go to the hospital, immediately get a vaccine against it. Because you have to be careful with that type of stuff right there. Bali has dengue. Bali definitely has dengue. I had dengue before as well. One time. It's definitely really bad. It's definitely bad. It's definitely bad. But you will survive. I'm trying to avoid any medication as much as possible. Unless it's truly necessary, you know, yeah. How long have you been living in Bali? I've been living in Bali for, you know, 4 years. So like the first time I came was in 2018. And I was here for around 6 months. I wanted to go for 2 months. And then I was like, wow, it's amazing. And I stayed for 6 months. Then, after that, I went to the Netherlands again. Lived in the Netherlands for a while. Then I came back into Bali again, 2019 for a month. Just a month. Just a holiday. And then I went to Barcelona. Then I lived in Barcelona for 6 months, 7 months. Until until COVID came. Right? Until 2020, beginning of 2020. And then I locked myself up, went to Bali a day before the borders closed. I was in the last plane before Bali shut down the borders for a full year. And I have not left ever since. I came back to the Netherlands for a month, you know, sometimes for a holiday and this type of stuff, but that's pretty much it. For the rest, I've only been in Bali right now. Okay, yeah, if the euro Japanese yen is holding here, I want to see it coming back towards the zone. Might take a small position here. Going for like a 1-to-1 position or, you know, like trying to not just extend my stop loss a little bit more. Taking it up here. And I want to see the yen coming there. See if we can align there. That's the only way I'm looking for it. How come you prefer Bali over the Netherlands? Well, what can I say? What can I say? I mean, I love my country. Don't get me wrong. But it's not heading into the right direction right now. Dollar ranging. Okay, we expected the dollar to be ranging right now, same as the NASDAQ. Okay, the NASDAQ made that move down here, yet came up directly again. So as long as we're seeing this, we're gonna definitely potentially short the NASDAQ today, later today during the FOMC meeting. I'm gonna put it in order. Whatever happens, happens, and I might place even a sell limit order a little bit higher. It's the wide stop loss, wide stop loss, not risking too much either. You know, a percentage here and there is always good. But if this breaks the low and we shoot down, man. How's the criminality in Bali? Almost close to zero. You know, all the criminality in Bali is below. You know, it's the underground. We don't see that. Yeah, like it's very minor, very minor. Market says, hey Lorenzo, I'm quitting my job in 3 months. I'm going full-time trader. How much money you think I need per month in Bali, from rent to food to everything roughly? Well, if you're by yourself, bro, it depends how you know. My suggestion is to live as cheap as possible. And I think with $8,000, you will you can live as cheap as possible, you know? I think that's possible. Yeah. And you live a good life. I mean, you have a nice room, you have great food, you never have to cook, great local food, and you have the beautiful ocean. That's how I started as well. I started out with not that much money. I had a lot of money, and I lost a lot of money. And then I made a lot of money, and then I lost a lot of money, and then I made a lot of money. Story of my life. The thing about Bali is that you can make it as cheap as you want. That's the beautiful thing about it, but you can also make it as expensive as you want. So it's okay, we're getting somewhere. Oh my bad, wrong pair. Euro at this particular moment is not looking strong at all. Small trade. Oh. What is the local currencies for Bali? It's the Indonesian rupiah. 1 euro is around 15,000 Indonesian rupiah. Okay. So 1 euro to IDR is roughly, and I need to clarify this for you guys right now. It's actually funny to watch right now. We're watching and we are here. The euro against the IDR. Oh. 16,205, okay? 16,205 rupiah. It's starting to look weaker. You know, the euro is starting to slow down a little bit. We're getting rejected already on the weekly here. We created a daily lower low already. We saw a new rejection point right there. We saw that rejection coming into play, coming down 4 hour, following the motion and following the trend here. Yeah, might see it coming down a little bit. That means that the euro will weaken. The Indonesian rupiah will strengthen a little bit. It's not it's usually not good for me, for example, but it's better for the locals in Indonesia, for the Indonesian the people that live here, obviously. So that's more important. Okay, yen is right now in that zone. Yen is now in that initial area. Let's take it also to the 5 minute. What do you think about gold? Okay, we can check gold right now. I think that gold might be coming down, but it's probably coming up right now first, if I'm correct. Yes, it is. That was on the daily, okay. So we came up. Yeah, I just think that right now it's very hard to talk about gold here because it can literally go in either direction here. We are in my opinion, no trade zone for gold right now. We really have to expand. This is a trading zone right here, the 2031, in my opinion. And then we have another one that's below, you know, this particular zone right here, the 2003-ish. So you're kind of like in the middle of that range where I want to see at least a climax coming up, short from there, taking it down, or breaking the lows, short from here, coming down, you know, something in that level. I'm trying to look more at gold right now. Until that moment, I'm personally not interested in trading gold here. However, during the FOMC meeting, I will be way more happy to talk about that right now, about gold in general. The NASDAQ is shooting up. Okay, this is very, very interesting. This is only better. Like the more it goes up right now in this direction, in my opinion, the better it's gonna be. Because the more chance it will be that we're gonna take a short live on stream during the FOMC meeting here, if we come up first or beforehand. So since like the New York Stock Exchange open here, we saw that move to the upside right now. You know, we might definitely see it coming down again after that. So keep a very close eye on that. Quintus says, for how many euros can you buy a house in Bali? You can buy a house here from, I think $100,000. Like the minimum, I guess, 100,000. You can get it cheaper. I assume you can get it cheaper if you want to. It depends what you're looking for. But let's say for a beautiful, nice, clean, new 2-bedroom apartment with a pool, you pay around, I assume, $200,000. 150, no, $200,000, yeah. I like what I see so far on the yen right now. I do like it. In 2 minutes, we have the ISM manufacturing coming out here. We're definitely going to see how the dollar is going to respond to that. Definitely. Very, very curious to see how it's operating, how it's moving right now during the FOMC or the pre-FOMC here. Very, very curious right now. The main rejection point was right there. Okay, so that's like the main resistance. Again, very, very interesting what we're going to see. Japanese yen is holding above that zone. Okay, this is what I want to see. I want to see it holding here. Because it gives me only a more interesting reason to look for that continuation here. For example, you see that the Euro Japanese yen is starting to build liquidity to the downside. It's coming up, then it reaches our zone and we go short, and then taking out the liquidity, targeting the low. Stop loss on break even the moment you close this particular low right here, you break it. So it's kind of like, okay, first TP there, entry there, and then let's see where the Japanese yen will be. And see how far we can take it down, for example. So the more we are creeping up like that, in my opinion, the better it's going to be for us to execute and take a small short here. Just a small. Tomorrow the V3 starts? No, tomorrow the V3 does not start. No, the V3 will, the announced date of the V3 will be later. The only way to get access to the V2 right now is not through the website anymore. The website will not work. You can try to pay, but it will not accept your card. So the only way to do it is by opening a customer support ticket in the Discord and to see from there here. Okay, news came out. Dollar is reacting. Bearish to it right now at the moment. Negative. Negative reaction. Okay. I assume that the news then is okay. Outcome was bullish, right? Slightly higher than expected. Gold, not much. Nothing. Not really much happening here. A little reaction at the beginning, coming up, reacting, coming back down again. NASDAQ. Not reacting to it whatsoever. At the yen did react to it, so we waited for the news. We didn't tap into the zone yet. Now we're seeing that we're starting to break it, so that's unfortunate. Otherwise we would have taken a short for sure from that level. Lorenzo, where do you live in Bali? I'm Wanyan from Bali. Nice, brother. I live in Cemagi, bro. It's called Cemagi. Maybe you know it. I think you know it. Okay, unfortunately, the yen broke that zone. We had that news coming out, and it then shot up from there. So it swiped the liquidity, and now it's moving up here. So that's unfortunate. Invalidated setup. Okay, wanted to look at it. Let's see how GJ is reacting on now. Now GJ is reacting way heavier. So you see how much stronger right now the British pound is comparison to the euro at the moment. Brother, how many profit percentage in a month? I focus at least on like 10% a month. Is kind of like what I'm focusing on. But I'm happy if I get around 3% over all my portfolio, my complete portfolio. So not just over my trading account. If you talk about trading, like 10% is like a nice target. It's a clean target. Yeah, gold came down, now came back up again very quickly. Okay, dollar coming down right now significantly already. Okay, guys, keep in mind that if the dollar is coming down right now, it only makes it more interesting during the FOMC meeting. You know, every single time we come down here, I tend to see a lot of the time it just reversing during a major event here. So we are coming down right now. We are breaking this line. We're taking out the liquidity was below that, was built up below. Again, when it becomes too clean, usually they want to go for it, want to take it out here. It only will make it more interesting for us once we have our stream in a couple hours again for the FOMC meeting. NASDAQ still ranging in that overall zone. Nothing happening here. Still my favorite pair to look, or my favorite initial asset to look at, or index to look at once we are gonna trade the FOMC meeting. Let me know if there are any setups you guys are looking at right now. Jamie man, hope the session has been good so far. Just arrived in Swiss. So we'll back for the stream next week. Wow, legend. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. Look at the US30. 8-bit gamer for you always, brother. For you always, my man. Rejection point right there. Major resistance internally is there. We're trying to push up. But again, if you look here on the 3-minute, you see that we get rejected again at that particular candle structure right here. Beautiful candle. Coming down, rejection. Going to the 1-minute right now. Creating a lower low. Again, I have to say right now that the overall price action is quite decent. Okay, look at that. I like it. I do like it. Okay, let's look at the VIX. So the volatility index and the actual US30 here. Let's see what the volatility index is telling us right now. Okay, we're coming up in the month. equal highs that we can take out there. Yeah, I think that that we can look at multiple. We can look at more potential downside potential here for the US30 potentially, especially if the VIX decides to hold in this particular zone. Let's see how we react here. Let's take this also to the lower time frame right now and see what we have, because there are a couple of zones that we should highlight here. This is the initial zone. This is an internal zone that is currently getting smashed, but initially it's about the 2-minute. It's about this structure right here, this particular candle structure right there. How you explain good news? Too good news for the dollar, but it still comes down. Why? Because it's manipulating price. It wants to move, or move the dollar towards one direction. We then potentially reverse, maybe during the FOMC meeting. That will be not surprising if that would be the case here. News particularly does not mean always that positive news is actually positive. Okay. When talking about an outcome here, if you actually look at the data and what the data actually means. But in this case, it is positive. But yeah, you never know. You never really know. Okay, if everything was just simple, oh, news green, okay, buy. Red, okay, sell. Then everyone would do that. Everyone would make money. Okay, we might see this happening. So structure break of the US30. The VIX coming up. So we have this one right here. We have this one right there. We go to the 2-minute. We saw the rejection right there of this particular internal high. It's all on the lower time frame. Okay. Let's say you break that zone. That put in that lost internal high right now, or internal high. We might see the VIX coming up, and then the US30 coming down here. We have this whole range as well right there. In my opinion, it's not really smart to right now enter from areas of supply or something like that. I rather look for entries from a break. So from a breaking standpoint, let's say you come down, we break this high and we break this low. We might see the alignment happening right there. If we're looking just from a scalping perspective, I assume you're looking from a scalping perspective as well here. Otherwise, if you look at the higher time frame, we can make a move to the upside. But in the end, during the FOMC, I do believe still that we can come down eventually. It's just trying to catch a quick one-to-one scalp and potentially see from there. Camera gone again. Yes. Okay. I will be here still. You will hear me talking right now. Yet you will not see me for a minute or two. This will be fixed next stream. You can see that the US30 is holding extremely well, regardless of the fact that the VIX is now pushing up. Okay, that's quite interesting. At the same time, if you then look at, for example, the S&P, the S&P is coming down. Okay, so the other companies are getting hit more. All right, the NASDAQ, same thing. Okay, there we go. This is interesting, guys. Are we truly going to come down already right now? Okay. I don't think so. I don't think so. I want to see it coming down either. But it no, honestly, it could be possible. What I would prefer personally for tonight is the NASDAQ literally, you know, doing this here to then make a move to then come down. That would be the ideal case here, right? That's what I personally would look for. Placing a limit order right there, targeting, taking it down, you know, and actually coming down, take out the liquidity here. If you'd already taken out the liquidity beforehand, it is what it is. But yeah, then we have to look at a different type of setup here. Okay, the US30 is now reacting, and the VIX is breaking the high. There we go, the VIX is doing its thing. Accumulation, we're starting to push. I do like it. Yes, sir. I think we're back. A 5-minute candle closure is in 25 seconds. Always wait for the closure. Dollar felt so hard. Yes, it's pretty significant, guys. This is just a continuation here. Coming down, ranging, continuation. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not a big fan of the reaction so far of the US30 either right now. Keeping a close eye on it right now. I'm not going to change charts. Just want to see how the reaction is here. Debit cards got declined while V2 payment. Any solution? Yes. So the website does not work. I put it off, so you cannot do it anymore. The only way to make it happen is if we send you potentially a custom link. And the way to do that is by connecting with our customer support in Discord. Over 1,000 members. All right, it's pretty significant. It's a beautiful foundation. What chart is on the right of the screen? That's the volatility index. Okay. The volatility index is a chart that represents the pretty much this chart that's formulated based on the options exchange in Chicago, and it helps you identifying the strength of indexes such as the S&P 500 especially. And because the US30 is correlated to it, the NASDAQ is correlated to it, of course, it automatically affects these charts as well here. You see clearly that there is a negative correlation. Prime says, take a look at the Euro GBP. I will definitely take this trade. Okay, we'll have a look at it. USD not really what I'm personally looking for right now. I'm just very picky with setups. For a good reason, of course. Are you talking about this particular low here? Is that correct? Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, it's pretty decent. I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. I like a lot. Look at what you're building here right now. It's actually very, very decent. I need to see the actual Euro index as well and the British pound. I know the British pound has been very strong right now at the moment. Let me check real quick here, but I do like what I see, my man. You are completely right. It's a clean setup. It's the cleanest setup that we have seen so far. I completely agree. So let's have a look at the let's put it on here. Oh, same thing. Okay, let's have a look at the Euro index first. The Euro index is still coming down. It's still not looking particularly strong, guys. I have to be honest here. When I look at the Euro right now, it's still not looking that fancy at the moment here. Yes, we have these equal highs built up here. Okay, right there. But overall, I'm not a big fan of what I currently see here for the Euro itself. We have been coming down. I think we have been bouncing from a zone like this right here. I think if you look here, it makes more sense. You understand more what I'm talking about. The reason why we look at the Heiken Ashi candles sometimes, or even the lines, is just to get a clear understanding of the market structure itself. It's not particularly looking at candles. Why? Because if you go to regular candles, it gets very messy. Okay. Still works though, but you know, it's always better to just confirm the buys. Okay, with the market structure. You're not looking for entries specifically. Anyways, you're looking for higher highs, higher lows, lower highs. We're seeing indeed a bounce here for the Euro. That's the first thing that we could potentially spot right now. Okay, it's decent. It's okay. We came into the zone already twice. So that's good to know. It is in an area of the month. The British pound is looking way stronger. Like, we can't deny this right now. So be aware of that. If you look here on the structure, we have been coming up. Okay, we are indeed coming closer now towards more of a rejection here. If you look on the 1 hour, I think it's more clear. We're gonna face some significant resistance around this level, but we're not there yet. We have still a little bit more room. I think that we're talking about this particular area here. Okay, yeah, we are facing some resistance right now. Okay. Okay, let's set an alert here on the British pound. It will make a big difference for us. Want to see if you can break the low here. And then if the euro can do the can help us out with it by coming up or staying stable, then you will see the euro GBP potentially breaking. But in the end, what you truly want to see is you want to break this high, because this high is, I think, the better high to look for. Because you see already that was that clear rejection point right there. Okay, you saw that zone getting rejected right now. That's what you want to break, and then I think you can target the highs right there if you break it. So let's say you break this high. Long there, stop loss under the previous low, you know, whatever it is, and then looking to target the highs at 88.342, something like that. Why? Because then this low held strong, okay? This low created this high, then this should count as a higher low. Then we can start looking at a, you know, either a continuation or, you know, at least a higher high. Who knows what can happen from there. But the only thing that needs to happen before I'm getting interested in general is breaking this high and looking for potential, you know, buys above this this level. So that could indicate something like this. If we hold and break above. But this will mean just a quick scalping. Have you positioned yourself in the US dollar S and H string? No, I have not. I have not. I have not. I will have a look at it though. I do like though that the fact that this low has been broken, followed by an immediate here higher high, and now coming back towards that zone while building a tremendous amount of liquidity there. But at the same time, the euro is not looking that strong, and there is no certainty yet if the British pound is going to break structures here, and if it can then reverse. So who knows? Who knows? Let's have a look at it. I'll definitely put my my alert here a little bit lower, so a little bit right there, and that would indicate potential setup like this. But I do believe that the British pound right now is starting to look a little bit weaker. Like we have been coming up significantly until right now we are at a point where the resistance is really gonna come into play right here. Look at that zone. We have seen this before. Okay, I think we can even pull it back all the way. Like, look at that right there. Let's see if we can look in the 1 hour here. Now we came back all the way here with that massive expansion. We are now back in that layer, in that resistance layer right here. So that's why it's still good sometimes to look at these levels. They understand sometimes when, you know, in the middle of a chart, you know, sometimes you suddenly get rejected while you were actually looking at, for example, this area of supply or something. Like, okay, why are we getting rejected now? We might be facing a horizontal level already. Because this is Lorenzo, is the situation with gold similar to us for liquidity at the bottom before the FOMC and then to the moon during the actual FOMC? What's your opinion? Great question. Very good question. The question is right now, I think it should remain, okay, let's start with the dollar. Because the dollar has been coming down all the way pretty much since the beginning of the week. We have been coming down here, okay? Let's take the 1 hour chart. Let's pick the Sunday open right there. Okay, we have been coming up. And then we have been coming down. Now we are below the Sunday open. Okay. And it's Wednesday. So usually that means that there is more downside potential for the dollar available if we close the daily, if we close a daily, pretty much a daily candle below the Sunday open. Okay. You see already that we came up once exactly on that level. And what did we do? The 1 hour candle closure was just in the body here, but just when we came up, we got rejected and pushed down immediately. So from a resistance perspective, the 101.671 is the level where you will definitely find the most resistance right now. Okay. This is truly the level that decides pretty much which direction we're heading towards. So if we can find a way to close above this level, I'll remain extremely bullish for the next days ahead of us. Okay, and that would mean that I will be extremely bearish on gold at that particular moment. If we can stay above here, or if we constantly get rejected here again, we come up and we come down again. Yeah, then you will probably see indeed gold coming down and then coming up the moment we get rejected at the Sunday open. That's what I wanted to go towards too. If you see the dollar right now coming back towards that level, the 101.671 again, to be exact, and you see that you're getting rejected again, then that could be the perfect moment for you to enter a position on gold. Just saying, if it aligns for gold here. And if you're seeing that negative correlation, and if it makes sense from a gold charts perspective as well here. So when I'm looking at the FOMC meeting, we might take a setup in regards to the NASDAQ. If it stays like this right now, we might place a sell limit on the NASDAQ. Okay, that means that I want to see the NASDAQ coming up, getting rejected, shooting down, right? That's my idea. That's what I want to see. That's why I do not want to see the NASDAQ coming down already right now, preferably. Why? Because then I know that there is still a bunch of liquidity below that we can then take out here. But again, when talking about gold right now, I think the most important part is that you have a point. So you are right that could happen here. But in my opinion, then it will just come down towards the dollar right now. And if we are able to bring price up back above the 101.671, which is the Sunday open. This is where we opened the market, okay? And you can see how good it acts as an area of resistance right now. We have been trying to push above one time. I got rejected immediately. So this is where my eyes are at. The moment we are here, and gold is an interesting place, for example, or even the indices or the stock market, whatever it is. Anything that correlates or negatively correlates with the dollar, I will look at to see which then is potentially the best one to trade, besides the NASDAQ. And I think this will give you the best indication of what the potential outcome of gold will be when looking at that level. Hey, BitCamera says, thank you, Lorenzo. Just made a testimonial on V2 this morning. London session made the entire V2 fee in one trade. It's so undervalued. Can't thank you enough. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That's why you're here. You took your opportunity. You're in the V2 right now, so you have access, my man. I'm happy for you. It's only gonna get better. Dude, what city do you live in, Bali? It's close to a place called Canggu. So far, the euro against the British pound is reacting towards what we're stating here. Okay, the British pound right now is at a crucial level. A crucial area of resistance. So let's see what we're doing. And the euro is, I believe, right now coming or trying to push up a little bit. Benzo says, I'm trading from prison. I didn't know that was possible, bro. Man, if I would be in prison, and I would have an internet connection, bro, and I would have, yeah, simply an internet connection. The only thing I would do was crypto and trading. Free Benzo. Hashtag yes. Okay, the euro is indeed coming up a little bit. So yeah, let's see if we can break this high. British pound breaking lows. Euro GBP will then make that massive move to the upside. I think my account got locked out. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Okay. With the internet, I'll be watching Prison Break throughout the day, yes. I can't imagine how it will be to like, you know, distance yourself completely without internet and stuff. Like, yes, of course, I understand it for, you know, a week. Take a little break, you know, don't look at your phone, whatever, that's normal. But everything we do now is so correlated to the internet. Everything we do here. So yeah. Make sure you also always have a backup plan or something in that matter. I do agree. If things are not playing out here. Have some cash, have some gold, have some silver. Lorenzo, can you make a vlog with Thomas in Bali? Thomas is not living in Bali. I'm planning to do the more lifestyle, yes, very, very soon. I think it's time. I think it's time. Stay Calm Ambience says, I'm going through a tough time emotionally, took back a back-to-back losses on my account. My motivation is running on empty right now. Take a little break, bro. Take a little break. Do not trade the FOMC. Okay? That's the most important thing I can tell you then. Don't force anything now at the moment. Right? Be very careful. And like your name stated, all right, or states, stay calm ambience. You're in Bali? Damn, I'm from Indonesia. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Saya tinggal di Bali, ya. Are we streaming later on FOMC? Yes, sir. We're gonna be live again. I'm gonna take a little break very soon. I'm gonna help with packing a little bit. We have so much more stuff. I have so much more things to do as well in the house. Setting everything up in the new house. Right now, I'm like looking to see if we can actually catch this the EUR trade, because things are looking actually quite decent. Looking at the chart right now and seeing that rejection point at higher high, the beautiful internal higher high that I would like to see right there. I do like it. I do like it. Maybe one more. Maybe one more. With the EURJP, and that's it. That's it. Take a break, and then we're coming back around the FOMC meeting, which will be around 2 a.m. for me. It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night again. Lorenzo, you host a lot of people here on YouTube. They should start paying you. Well, we make a little bit of money on YouTube. It's not that much. It's not much. You will be surprised how low it is. But everything we make goes to giveaways already, regardless. It's about these giveaways, right? Timur, thank you for helping us. Thank you for always be there, my friend. Thank you so much for your support. Hey Lorenzo, what is the ticker for the pound index? The BXY. All right, the BXY. Super important. How many years did it took you to become profitable? Years, over years. Like I think around 3 years. Like this is where I really started to transcend into a better, you know, into a new era where I started to really make some good gains on a consistent basis. I was already making money before, but I was always losing more. So it was way more, it was just not stable enough for me. And I realized that I needed to find something that could provide me with more stability rather than explosive growth or, you know, massive losses as well. And trying to find peace and balance within myself also, accepting that I'm not going for the major, you know, numbers or the major returns every single month. No, trying to build it up. And because I could do that, I started to compound very quickly my account. Because I forgot how strong or how important the power of compounding actually is, and how it truly benefits you as well. 10% every month. Let's say you start with $100,000, right? Or let's say you start with whatever, $10,000. If you make 10% a month on that account every month, and you reinvest the profits you make, and you calculate your you know, your net balance, let's say, and based on that you want to actually, you know, reperform that account and that new balance, you will end up with not 30% or not 120%, sorry, at the end of the year, right? 12 times 10% is 120%, but you will end up with around 350%. And it doesn't sound like much, but it really adds up. It goes very, very quickly. Okay, we're coming, making moves here. We're breaking, and we're going to look to break these lows here. We're starting to look a bit weaker. We are in that major resistance right now. This is something that we have to take into consideration, and the euro is holding here so far. I preferably want to see it breaking above here. There we go, potential buys above this level. We are getting very close to a closure. I do like this zone. This area of demand right there. Candle closure in like 1 minute is enough. Let's see how we react. US30 is definitely coming down very quickly, right? And the NASDAQ, let me see what the NASDAQ is doing. Super important. The NASDAQ also coming down right now. British pound is coming down. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's the low we need to break. Super important. Wait with entering. The euro needs to break this high. That's why. There we go. Already shooting up. It broke it. British pound's coming down. Euro is shooting up. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Starting to like it. Are you in? No, I'm not in yet. Personally. Hope it doesn't leave without me. Who's in though? Are people in already? You know how I'm waiting always for the pullback personally. And the timing needs to align. Sometimes we do enter straight away, but then it needs to be at least a 5-minute candle closure that is around that level. And everything needs to align. The euro had to break this already earlier, and so on and so on. That's for me what I do. But I'm personally waiting still. The euro is looking much better. The fact that we could break above this initial high here, it's a very good sign. The reason why is because we got rejected by it once. We're trying to break above the zone again. It's starting to look much better. Especially after this whole rejection or that whole bounce from there. And look what we have here as well. Trader VIX says a black bull is strange with it that it's setting such a huge amount of lots. Yeah, this is kind of weird indeed. I agree. You cannot take 88,000% risk. I agree. Let's check US dollar Swiss franc. Wait a little bit for now. Just want to make sure that the euro, no, the euro is coming up. I think that for now, this is the perfect moment for the euro to make that reversal here. And the dollar is still weak. Okay, the dollar is still coming down a little bit. This will only benefit the euro as well. There is like the euro came up, but it could not push through. Why? So the dollar was stagnating. Now the dollar is coming back down again. So now the euro is pushing. So this will benefit us for sure. I'm personally waiting for the British pound to come down underneath this level, the 125.15. We have been putting this level already there for a long time. Waiting for that to come down, or at least show us more weakness right now, because the British pound is also moving up again. That's why I'm not there yet with the Euro British pound here. Don't want to get trapped as well. I wonder why the dollar is always in control over other pairs. Because the dollar is the world reserve currency. It's used for global international trade, which has a major impact on every other economy in the world. Okay, Euro's looking good. It's a good start. As long as the British pound is not looking that strong, I'm not a big fan of the EURJPY here. At the moment. Because then you don't see the contrast, okay? It's about the contrast right now between the euro and the British pound. You want to have 1 weak, one strong, to then look for that flip or that continuation. If they're both strong, then you're gonna start ranging. That's why I had to break this level here we're talking about. We were almost there. And then we flipped to the other side again. We came back up. Even though the euro was still strong, still coming up here.